Hello everyone, I am Balraj Nela from Center of Studies in Resources Engineering, Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay. I am presenting on the topic of estimating line of sight velocity of a glacier using three-pass differential SAR interferometry technique. For this study, we have selected glacier located in the Svalbard region. We know the glacier velocity is very important to understand the glacier dynamics, and recent studies have discovered anomalous dynamic behavior of a glacier through the velocity. So, accurate estimation of glacier velocity and minimizing these uncertainties using the current technique supports more to understand the glacier dynamics. We know the in situ measurements over these glaciers are very difficult and spatially limited too. Remote sensing based techniques are always supporting to monitor and study these glaciers. And the differential SAR interferometer is the most accurate remote sensing based technique to estimate the glacier velocity. Like there are two techniques available in the interferometry to monitor the velocity or displacement, whatever it may be. Those are 2-pass and 3-pass. In 2-pass differential SAR interferometry, we need two SAR images, one an external depth. But in 3-pass differential interferometry, it doesn't require any external depth. Instead of external depth, what we have to take in, we have to take three SAR images. From these three SAR images, we can generate one double difference interferogram. It will contains the topography information. But for that, the important assumption of this using 3-pass is the flow rate of a glacier is constant over the period of observation. That means if I am taking three SAR images, the per day velocity should be same in the time gap. And in 2-pass interferometry, because of we are using an external DEM, it will contain the DEM induced errors. But in 3-pass, we are not using an external DEM. So obviously it won't be having any DEM induced errors. And another important point is if I'm generating the velocity map in recent years 2020 using 2-pass interferometry, and I'm using SRTM DEM. Let us suppose I'm using SRTM DEM to remove the topography effect. So this was actually generated in 2000 year. So there is obviously change in thickness or topography over these 20 years, but we are not considering this effect. So this will also induce some errors in the 2-pass interferometry. So obviously 3-pass is more accurate than 2-pass. But after 2020, like if you see the recent papers, no one has used 3-pass like over the 20 years. Why? Because for this 3-pass, the assumption has to be satisfied and there is temporal decorrelation also. So in 1995 and 2000, tandem ERS tandem pair is available. So it could able to achieve these assumptions to generate the velocity map. But later on, no satellite could able to satisfy this assumption. So the time period is more. So again after 2015, due to the launch of Sentinel satellite, we could able to get the data with less temporal gap for the so yet again after 20 nearly 2 decades, we are using the same technique to observe the movement. Of course, this technique like double difference interferogram using for observe the grounding lines, but for not used for the velocity. So we have taken three SAR images of 1st of November, 7th of November, and 13th of November by using that technique. So the double difference interferogram we generated by using the two different interferograms, and we remove the topography effect from the interferogram to generate the final velocity map. And you can see here the final velocity map, and the velocity was maximum at the central portion and it is reducing along the lateral edges. And you can see the meticulous detail features over the glaciers circled with a black circle, and that was due to the slope. So we also observed the topography effect, means we used Arctic DEM using 2-pass interferometer and 3-pass. So you can clearly see there is a DEM induced error. It is around 0.5 centimeters over the accumulation area and 0.25 centimeter per day over the ablation area. So 3-pass, we are hoping the 3-pass is more accurate, and the error is due to the DEM induced errors in 3-pass. So DEM induced errors we can remove in the 3-pass. So 3-pass is more accurate. In addition to that, we can observe the meticulous feature details. So we could successfully able to achieve this using 3-pass because of European Space Agency. So the others would like to thank European Space Agency for providing the data in the past and present, and hopefully we hopefully think this will present the data freely in the future also to achieve a glacier movement with the 3-pass interferometric technique. Thank you.